So what are the different major types of dementia that you might be looking at as a care partner? We have, the most common, Alzheimer's. We've got Lewy body, we've got vascular, we have frontotemporal, and then you can mix them up and have more than one. So let's start with Alzheimer's. One of the hallmarks of Alzheimer's is it starts with the hippocampal damage deep inside your brain, the part of your brain that allows you to learn and remember, find your way, and keep up with the passage of time. So you're starting to have trouble learning new things and remembering those new things. Now the old stuff, it's solid. And then there's another part of your brain that's also going to be involved with Alzheimer's. Typically it'll either be the front, the occipital, or the I can't tell you exactly what other part of the brain will be involved and be the first thing you notice. It might relate to language, it might relate to thinking, it might relate to movement, or it might actually relate to vision. Now, let's talk about Lewy body. Lewy body is a different kind of dementia, and it's only recently we understand how common it is. It has to do with changes all over the cortex and deep inside the brain. So it can start with things like falls, unexplained. It could start with visual hallucinations. You're seeing things that aren't there, animals, children, people. It could be that you're thinking things that are not reasonable things to think, or you could have lots of trouble with figuring out what people are trying to tell you, and you misinterpret language, but not like in the same way, and you misremember information. It's not like you don't, so you make things up. Now, the symptoms will come and go. They disappear pretty easily, and then they're back. And so it feels like, boy, this is more of a psych issue than it is a dementia, but it truly is a dementia. Now, the third variation is vascular dementia. Now, vascular dementia is caused by changes in blood supply and circulation and oxygen and nourishment in your brain. So it's a tricky one because the deal with it is it can come and go in intensity depending on how well your brain is getting oxygenated and nourished. That means when you have diabetes or have had a stroke, it increases your risk of developing a vascular dementia. Now, these vascular dementias can happen anywhere in your brain. So one of the common spaces is that I have trouble with language, but it could be instead I have trouble with remembering or finding my way. It could be vision, but what you're noticing is it's progressing. That's the thing that makes it a dementia and not just status post-stroke. Fourth type, frontotemporal dementias. Frontotemporal dementia, the front of your brain, the thinking part, temporal lobes, the language part. And there's one more thing about the temporal lobe. It could be facial recognition software. It's a little tricky. So the front of your brain, decision-making, thinking, sequencing, initiating, the ability to see another person's point of view, to know whether you have abilities or not. Temporal lobe, language-related, rhythm-related, auditory processing. Now, if you mix them all together, you can end up with mixed picture. In other words, people can have more than one type of dementia. It's called mixed picture, and it turns out that may be the most common of all. And not only can you have two, you can have three. So you see some of one and some of the other, and one is primary, the second is secondary, but boy, things are getting interesting.